I said no, we would not be associated with a tax like this. Julia Gillard said no. There will be no carbon tax under the government I lead. And within days, she's done a dirty deal with the Greens that gives Julia Gillard the keys to the lodge, but the Greens have got the keys to the Treasury. And they're spending the money on things that you don't want and that are not good for our country. No! You know what their agenda is? Shut it up. Close it down. We've got some wonderful things in our country. One of the best coal industries in the world. Cheap electricity coming from coal. But the Greens say, and Julia Gillard now says, and her legislation will say, that 90% of our coal-fired electricity generators will have to be closed down by 2050. Our cheap strategic advantage. The reason why people make cars and steel and build things in this country is going to be closed down. And we'll be forced to try and generate our electricity through windmills and solar panels imported from China. Where are these green jobs that they talk about? Well, what few of them there are in China manufacturing a few things, or in countries like Portugal, supposed to be the leader in converting to the green. Well, they're virtually bankrupt because they closed down their cheap electricity and now they're making it much more expensively. Is it any wonder that people like Qantas want to do their expansions in other parts of the world? Is it any wonder why the BlueScope say they're not going to bother exporting anymore? How can we who live in regional areas in particular, how can we manage to bear this extra load? Like all of Labor's new taxes, we're worse off when we live outside the capital cities than those who live in the cities. Because we depend so much on those trucks that are hooting down the street. We need them to get everything to our centres and to take away the produce that we grow. And the Transport Workers Union have said it will add $200 a week to the cost of running a truck. The industry-wide, $500 million more to run our transport sector. Why would you do such a thing? How can you be so stupid as to give away your strategic advantage? You know, we've got a country that we've all been proud of over the years. It's got lots of natural advantages. Well, why are we seeking to destroy them? Why do we keep on taking away for ourselves, doing it ourselves, to hurt our industry and to hurt our country? Well, there is a reason. It's a Labor government. And they can't do it right. Now, a few years ago, I was a part of the crowd that assembled in front of the old Parliament House, the big farmers' rally. I'd organised a few busloads from my area to come down because we were angry with the Hawke and the Keating government. We were angry about their treatment of regional Australia. They were a bad government. But there's never been a government like this one. There's never been a government as bad as this government. They lied to the people. They stole their mandate. If they want to have a carbon tax, then they've got to ask the people. They said no. Enough Australians believed them. They said no, there would be no carbon tax. They can't have one unless they get a mandate. You're here to tell them that today. We'll keep saying it on the House. Next sittings, we'll have the legislation. We'll be voting no. We'll be voting no because the legislation is bad. But we'd like to vote no, no, no also to this government. If they want a carbon tax, they've got to ask the people, and we want you to help us to demand that they ask the people if they're going to behave like this. We've had enough. The people have had enough. The answer's no.
Thank you, Warren and his team. These people are not going to get in here today, by the way. Thank you, Warren, and all those people. Just listen to this again. This is disgraceful. Could I just say to the Sky people, for whom we're grateful, who've come here today, Sky Television, to take this message around Australia, there are people ringing who are telling me that the sound is off. Where are the Sky people here? And I'm not too sure where they are, but that the sound, so the pictures were coming through. They'll be somewhere, I'm sure. These people are not going to be allowed in. There's thousands of them down there. We've never known anything. This is a total corruption of the democratic process. A total corruption of the democratic process. They are telling people who've come from all over Australia to go away. What we are saying is, Julia, go away. Go away. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you. Stop trying to run our lives. But these poor people, I repeat over and over again. Just listen to this. Listen to this. They have come from all over Australia and they're not allowed into this precinct. The very precinct that the union movement can have any day they want to make a protest. We've got a man here from the seat of Durack in Western Australia, which is